Gild by Raven Kennedy is a captivating and thrilling start to the Plated Prisoner series, set in a world where everything is gilded, yet everything is also chained. Gild tells the story of a young woman named Auren, who is trapped in a golden cage, a living symbol of beauty and luxury, but also one of oppression and control. The plot is a journey of self-discovery, power, and breaking free from the metaphorical and literal cages that confine her. Auren has lived her entire life in the gilded cage of King Midas's kingdom. From birth, she has been raised to be nothing more than a possession of the king, whose touch turns anything to gold. Her skin is like a glowing gold, a mark of her connection to the king's powerful curse. People call her the Gilded Girl, and she is treated as a treasure, a symbol of status, but she is not free. She has been taught to live in this cage, to be admired from afar but never touched or loved. Her world is cold, filled with strict rules and boundaries, and the one man she longs for, King Midas, keeps her at arm's length, forever denying her the love and freedom she craves. The first chapters of Gild paint a world of richness and beauty, with Auren caught in the middle. The golden palace, the wealth of her life, and the luxurious surroundings are all painfully beautiful, but Auren's heart is heavy with the chains that bind her. The palace is like a prison, where everything she does is for the pleasure and approval of the king. She spends her days under the watchful eyes of guards, unable to leave the palace grounds, unable to experience the world beyond her golden cage. The narrative builds a sense of suffocation, drawing the reader into Auren's world where the most beautiful things come with the greatest sacrifices. Auren's life takes a dramatic turn when King Midas decides that it is time for her to become more than just a decoration. He commands that she become a part of a larger game, one where her worth is no longer tied solely to her beauty. As the king's world begins to unravel with internal betrayals, political intrigue, and the threat of war looming, Auren is thrust into a world of darker power games. Despite the fact that she has never been given the tools to navigate this world, Auren begins to realize that the key to her freedom lies not in the golden chains that bind her, but in the strength she has always had within her. Throughout the novel, Raven Kennedy masterfully weaves together the themes of control, freedom, and self-worth. Auren's character growth is significant as she moves from a naive, sheltered girl who relies on the king to a woman who learns to take control of her own destiny. The relationship between Auren and King Midas is central to the story, and it's one filled with tension and conflicting emotions. The king is both a captor and a lover, creating a complex dynamic that pulls the reader in. Auren's longing for his affection clashes with her desire for freedom, making for a tense and gripping narrative. The political intrigue adds another layer of depth to the story, as alliances are forged and broken, and Auren's role in the kingdom becomes more vital than she ever expected. The book explores themes of power, loyalty, betrayal, and the lengths people will go to in order to maintain control. King Midas is not just a king. He is a representation of everything that has kept Auren captive for so long. His love is twisted and possessive. Yet it is clear that his relationship with Auren is more complex than it appears on the surface. He is a character who is both charismatic and dangerous, drawing Auren deeper into his world while never letting her escape. As Auren navigates the challenges that arise, she begins to forge her own path. Her inner strength starts to shine, and she becomes less of a victim and more of a force to be reckoned with. The book builds tension as Auren faces the internal struggle of wanting to break free from the golden cage, but also the fear of what will happen if she does. She is faced with a world that wants to use her, control her, and mold her into something that fits their needs. But Auren refuses to be anyone's puppet. The choices she makes along the way are not easy, and the consequences of those choices shape the story in unexpected ways. By the time the story reaches its climax, Auren has undergone a remarkable transformation. She is no longer the gilded girl of the king's court, but a powerful woman ready to challenge the very world that has kept her confined for so long. Her journey is one of self-discovery, but also one of breaking free from the societal and personal chains that have held her back. The book ends with a sense of both resolution and anticipation, leaving readers wanting more. Gild is not just a fantasy novel. It is a story of empowerment, of finding strength in the most unlikely places, and of learning to reclaim your life from the forces that seek to control you. It's a story that will resonate with anyone who has ever felt trapped by circumstances or by the expectations of others. The world that Raven Kennedy has created is rich in detail, filled with intrigue, betrayal, and romance, but at its heart, Gild is about finding the courage to live life on your own terms. It is an unforgettable start to a series that promises to explore the complexity of freedom, power, and the human spirit. In conclusion, Gild by Raven Kennedy is a gripping, emotional, and beautifully written fantasy novel that will keep readers hooked from the very first page. The blend of romance, political intrigue, and personal growth creates a rich and immersive world that will have readers eagerly anticipating the next installment in the Plated Prisoner series. Whether you are a fan of fantasy, romance, or character-driven stories, Gild has something to offer. It's a book that invites readers to question the nature of freedom, the cost of power, and the strength of the human spirit. The journey of Auren is one that will stay with you long after you've turned the last page.